and we'll wait some more. And we're live with
Hey.
MetaLab. April 23rd, 2018. We are getting right in the thick of Avengers Infinity movie hype. And coincidentally, Avengers Infinity, the movie set, is all coming together. We got unboxings from Scott Porter last week, and we have a bunch of unboxings. But first, I will let the people that are on this week introduce themselves. We have Mike.
Which one?
Well, it is tattooed Canadian Mike to start.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to have to just go with tattooed Mike and American Mike or something.
America.
Yeah, we do have American Michael Hilton as well.
How's it going, guys? Glad to be back.
Okay, so we are going to start with preview images that we have somewhere. I will screen share. I'm not going to be able to actually put your faces up because I don't have two screens. You will have to just be heard. Okay, we have Firefall, who is the common prime, but not prime, where in this set the primes are unique, but the distribution and rarity is the same as if they were primes otherwise. He has the Space Knight, Armor, Cosmic, and Robot keywords, which are pretty much ubiquitous among all the Space Knights. He has the trait for toughness and invulnerability, but from range, which is also, I think, on literally all the Space Knights. He has special attack power to start, energy explosion, and poison, and when he uses either, the damage dealt can't be reduced below 1, so effectively penetrating poison, and some pseudo-penetrating energy explosion. And he has, at the same time, a defense power, which is, again, common to all these characters. When Firefall is adjacent to one or more friendly characters with the Space Knight keyword, modified defense +1. So his defense is pretty much all in the trait, and then he gets the buff from the modifier. He's 75 points, 6 range, 2 targets, 5 clicks deep. We're going to start with Canadian Mike.
I like him. He looks like a fun little piece for 75 points. Defense is, at only 5 clicks and a 17 top number. It's a little soft. I mean, I assume you're probably not looking to play him meta. You're playing him more thematically on a Space Knight team, so that's nice. He'll have an 18 defense theoretically. But the attack power is pretty cool. I like that. Something to make energy explosion feels like it took a lot of a hit with the way the new rules sort of came around again. So I think this is a nice use of it. And he's a fun figure. I mean, he's right in that zone of like, I feel like because of that power, I'd love to find a way to make him meta, but I just don't. You look soft for 75 points. I'll say that. Yeah,
I feel like when they lost the green ring, they definitely lost some of that prime shininess, so to speak. American Michael, how do you feel about Firefall?
I agree. I mean, I do like the fact that potentially you can spread a lot of little 1 damage pings across the board with the dual target energy explosion, but I mean, I like the Space Knights as a theme. I don't like them as a super meta thing because anyone with 5 damage pin size is just going to chew through them all. So that's a pretty big red flag, especially when you have pieces like Unimind that can get up to ridiculous numbers really easily. But I mean, I would play them together just for like a fun night or whatever. You have a really cool theme team. Or if you just want to splash it in with a cosmic theme, I mean, he serves a niche use of getting that 1 extra damage in that you need, or being the tie-up piece for the poison 1 turn. I don't know. I mean, he's not terrible, but I agree. Green rings are definitely better.
Yeah, I feel like for 75 points, I don't want a character that's pinging. I want a character that's hitting pretty hard.
You want a lockjaw?
Yeah, if I'm paying 75 points Cosmic, I'm not reaching for this guy for Constructed. I could see him being played in Sealed, though. But considering how ubiquitous the 50-point Cyclops colon is right now, I just don't see this guy be good enough for constructive competitive. But from this Space Knight, we move on to the super rare prime Space Knight Starshine. Same 4 keywords, same trait, same special defense power. She comes with improved targeting, hindering, and characters. She flies. She has Indomitable, 8 range. She starts off with a special movement power, which is phasing teleport, and then passengers 3, and that may carry wing if that character has the Space Knight keyword. So she can carry multiple characters, period. It's just the wing limitation, or the extra wing thing, is only for Space Knight. So she can carry 3 normal characters. Same special defense power. And then she has a special damage power for her first 2 clicks. Range combat expert. And when she uses it, characters can't use shape change. Hit characters can't use shape change or stealth this turn. So she already ignores stealth for her own attack and characters. So she's shutting off their shape change. And then there's stealth. It feels like too little too late because she just is the perfect Nick Fury killer, seemingly. But by the time she comes out, he'll have about a week left. But still, I think she looks pretty cool. Being able to carry the wing Space Knights could be good if there are any good ones. I mean, we have at least 8 because of all the primes, theoretically, so maybe she has some use. But American Michael, what are your thoughts?
I actually really like her. Turning off shape change and stealth from 8 squares away seems really nice. And the fact that you're it's not the same, but it's the best comparison I can make, is you're essentially giving your entire team Battle Fury against that one figure. Like, you don't have to worry about the shape change for the rest of the game. You just need to make it hit. So you can just bump all your range combat expert into attack via 13, hit them for 3, and even if they absorb it all, you just turned off their major way to protect themselves. Send in your rest of your team to just go and destroy. Plus, it's nice to see more group carrier taxis that are thematic. We've seen how great Lila is, and it's awesome to see the trend continuing.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be seeing some more shape change, considering that we're going to be down to just equipment, and we have the symbiote, which is good in one world, and we have the Loki staff, which I like. So I feel like shutting off stealth could be very useful. Canadian Mike, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree a lot. I like the figure. 100 points isn't really too much to spend for her. Is that defend she has at the end there on the last 2 clicks?
Yeah, she gets 16 defend for her.
Defend support, pulse wave.
Yeah. So, I mean, she has a lot of really interesting things going on the 6 clicks of her dial. The powers that they put there actually, in a lot of ways, can be useful and helpful and have a double edge sort of there, supportive or attacking. I will say, if she had running shot on that first click, especially with that 12, oh man, I'd for sure be playing her like crazy. And I will definitely be trying her out in any kind of Golden Age or ROC Age event because I can drop some Jocasta there on her to give her that running shot that I want. So I like her. I think... Again, it's the whole meta question I struggle with because of that point value. And again, she doesn't really have a move and attack power to start. So, but yeah, shutting off shape change and stealth is pretty huge. So I think there's something there, especially with as much of the cosmic stuff that we're going to see coming out. There's lots of TK options. 8 range is pretty big in the game nowadays. So I got to say, there's something there for this figure, and you should definitely look for her. And definitely sealed. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't play her if you pulled her in sealed.
Now, something to note, though, you can't running shot and use the turn off thing, because it is specific when she uses range combat expert. So that might be why. Yeah,
but still, I'm just saying, if she had the running shot to start there, then it would give me more versatility to start, and I would be like, for sure, this is a figure I want to play. Especially 12 movement, right? 12 movement, 11 attack, 8 range on a running shot that ignores stealth herself.
Yeah.
And characters. Let's not forget that. So, anyway, I think it's a figure that definitely has some kind of potential there. the 100 points makes it a tough price tag, but she's definitely got a lot of great things going on.
Yeah, I feel like the phasing on top of having flight is kind of a waste of points, but I'm not really sure how many points you would shave taking that off. I just don't like seeing unnecessary extra points where you can save them.
It's useful for like underground and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. If we see another Space Knight character come out of maybe lower points that's designed to sort of even more protect everybody and around them, I would say her value then immediately goes up, right?
We need the Superman shifting focus that was in this pose for them.
Exactly. So if there is some kind of Space Knight that comes out in this set that facilitates some kind of role like that, I would say her value then in the meta immediately increases because of her ability to carry up 3 people. To bring a whole team up with that phase teleport and then stand there for a turn and you know, stave off the storm could be very powerful. So
yeah,
keep it in mind. Keep it in mind.
It wasn't like they were going to make the super rare prime a supporting piece. It was definitely going to be an attacker, and they definitely did that here.
Yeah.
So we definitely don't have the full set yet, so we'll see what happens there. We have a colossal preview from that set, same set of 3 store previews. I don't remember what store it was, but regardless, we have Infinity. The gorgeous sculpt, it looks like. Cosmic and deity keywords, of course, power cosmic team ability. Cosmic energy trait, which we've seen before, but I will go over it again because it's the first time for this video. Infinity can't be the target of an attack with more than 1 target. I think we saw that on all the chases and a lot of the abstracts, so you can't dual target shenanigans. I'm not sure about energy explosion. I would have to remember to look that up again to see how that works. But regardless, it can definitely be some protection, especially on the lower line there. Infinity has you can't kill the abstract trait. Other friendly characters modify speed and range +1, and opposing characters modify speed and range -1. And then when Infinity is KO'd, this effect continues for the rest of the game. So another one of the common traits among the more abstract cosmic entities where they do something and then it continues even when they're KO'd, which I think is pretty cool. She has special movement power on a bunch of the dial, which is phasing and sidestep, and adjacent friendly characters have free places character in another square adjacent to Infinity. So some phasing again, sidestep, reposition, and then essentially, like if you have a character in the square behind it, Infinity, you can get placed 1 square in front. So it's kind of like a 3-square sidestep theoretically.
Only doesn't trigger stuff for moving
because you're placing. I like her.
I love her.
I look at her at 75 points, and I'm like, I would for sure play her. I can totally fit her on a team, cosmic team, or a DD team, and do a lot. That placing on the other side, come on, that's huge.
Combined with a 12 range outwit and barrier and precision strike, and you're tall enough that you can carry someone with your phasing, like so much value.
Yeah, I mean, and you're automatically giving +1 to attack and range, +1 to speed and range, and -1 to speed and range on the other person's team, just by playing it, just by dropping her on the map at 75 points. That's done for the game,
and that is huge. Like I think people are gonna underestimate that until they're fighting it and realize, oh, I didn't count my squares right.
Yeah, right. I just think of it as the attack. You know how much I missed by 1 to begin with? Like, and you've immediately sort of like increased the odds of that happening because you've just blanket done that to me. I think this figure's fantastic. 75 points. I'm playing her.
Everyone, there's essentially what, a 4-square discrepancy for reach, because you're gonna have +2 and they're gonna have -2 to how far each of you can reach.
Yeah, I like her.
It doesn't. I don't think it will necessarily be as impactful as it could be, considering the Overdrive Sam Cap combo will end up with only a 15 movement. But for everything else, like that's not going to be literally everything.
Sure, it's only a 15 movement, but now Sam Cap has a 10 attack to start.
Well, it's speed and range, not.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I was thinking it was attack. I keep wanting to think it's attack. Man, that would be so
Pretty
good.
ridiculous.
So good.
Yeah, so you're basically giving them less swing. You're giving yourself more swing and the weird positioning power. It's all pretty good stuff. I don't know if I would play her for 75, but then again, there's a lot going on there, and she never really has to take a move action. She can just sidestep up, barrier 12 squares away, and outwit 12 squares away, and whatnot, and maybe get a couple random attacks. Like, that's a pretty decent other colossal retaliator killer there with the 12 range, decent stats.
Yeah, I think, again, you can get a lot of map control with her. You really can at those 75 points.
Yeah, and with her range, she's definitely not crossing the map so quickly, so if they want to get those points, they really have to overextend and get over there. But yeah, so I think consensus is pretty decent. I think only at the 75-point line. Like, you are not really getting much more for the 75 extra points, I don't think.
Well, now with that 17 defense, it doesn't feel like. Yeah. It feels like someone's going to one-hit those 4 clicks away, like, pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't really see that ever happening. Moving on, we have She-Hulk, dressed up very nicely in a suit, flaring up, so to speak. She has the Avengers, Lady Liberators, and Brute keywords. 50 points, Indomitable, uncommon, and she has only one special power, which is Close Combat Expert, and when she uses it in hits, after resolutions, choose one to last until your next turn. A hit character modifies attack -2, or a hit target modifies defense -2. But otherwise, what you see is what you get there. Basic bruiser stuff, sidestep, close combat expert, super strength, producers, and whatnot. What do you think, Canadian Mike?
I don't know. That's probably has a lot of potential there. With that damage power, I mean, a -2 to attack or defense can be huge for you. She does have close combat expert, so she can put that all onto her attack. It doesn't say you have to damage the target, so you just got to get a hit off, and there you go. -2 to defense, maybe for the rest of your team to unload. 50 points means you're not necessarily investing a ton in it. The flip side is she's soft, right? I mean, invulnerability, anybody's going to be able to get through that pretty easily in this day and age. There's a lot of Pensai out there. So whether or not you'll ever get the opportunity to pull off that attack to get the -2, I'm not so sure. So that's I don't know whether to say yay or nay in that sense. It's like,
Other American Michael?
I missed the ID card because she would have been awesome.
Well, I mean, we have the ID card for a week.
That's not going to be relevant, though. There's the one event, and then it's gone. So, but
oh, sorry, I forgot I was screen sharing.
I mean, you're gonna be not the happiest person if you pull this in like a battle royale, because everyone's just gonna outrange you and murder you before you're relevant.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I mean, she's cool. I mean, it's not like she's a bad piece by any means.
Yeah, I feel like this might be a piece I like throw on a casual team via the ID card. If I just have points left over and it's like, whatever, she's not even that good. Like, yeah. The sidestep is weird, but I guess it combos with the close combat expert, but she had charge instead. It'd just be a much different conversation, I think. Unfortunately. But what can you do? There's a lot of good versions of She-Hulk. It's not the worst thing in the world.
The 2 damage seems a little, really,
yeah.
2 damage, 2, the whole dial 2, like maybe give her a 3 off the top, and then
her hands are full with that briefcase.
Yeah, well, she could hit him in the face with a briefcase. There's some extra damage for you. She-Hulk hitting you with it could be Samsonite.
Unfortunately, Yeah, it is what it is. But we have a chase to go over, which is Star Fox, which WizKids put on the previews page of the set today, which was good because we do the show today. He has the Power Cosmic Team ability. He has Avengers, Cosmic, and Eternal keyword, 048, unique. Doesn't really matter. He has the same Cosmic Entity trait. And he has the 4th Virtue of Life, Passion, which is flurry traded like all the other chases. Once per turn, when Star Fox's attack total has a 4, after resolutions, heal each friendly character 1 click if they are adjacent to another friendly character. He has the same stop mastermind as all the other chases, but only for 1 click. He has a special damage power to start, which is perplex, but only to modify a value other than damage +2. I don't think the dial really matters. It's just Unimind Flurry, right? Like,
Yep.
what else needs to be said?
Yeah, really. I mean, it shows that they don't completely hate Star Fox. It's better than that other one that we saw in this same set. Sorry, the atrocious mess that we saw. But yeah, that trade is super situational, and you know,
I got it.
yeah, Unimind. That's all his value. Unimind.
Yeah, he's not the worst when he pops out. He's harder to kill than the other Eternals because he does have the Mastermind.
And Prob.
Yeah, Prob isn't bad. And also, what does he give? He can give. Well, I mean, are you not using Makari anymore? So then I guess you might want super senses theoretically. So like, I don't know. I feel like you're still. Yeah, what does the sideline look like now for Unimind? I mean, you probably still use Cersei.
You gotta play Cersei. You can't not play Cersei because that's your whole pulse wave defense.
Right. So Cersei and him, that's 10 points. You get 1 perplex. Do you use a 3rd, or do you even go so far as to use a 4th? I don't know.
Depends on the format.
I mean, you probably are playing the new Thanos once it's out.
That's true, because what does he have? Sidestep Prob or something?
Invincible.
Yeah, so you probably use. I'm sure there's. So that's 3: Star Fox, Cersei, and Thanos. I'm sure we'll get another. I mean, we're gonna get at least 1 more Thanos in the set because of Infinity Watch. So I guess. Are you allowed? I can't remember. Are you allowed to have more than 1 like named character or whatever, or they have to be just distinct? It's been so long.
Let's look
Okay.
real quick.
I don't remember any
No
reason
way.
why you couldn't use 2 different Thanoses.
It says.
Oh, it's faster than me.
All right. Blah, blah, blah. All right. It says, Fortune Blue Flame, a number of different characters in your sideline with the Eternal keyword.
Well, they're different characters.
Yeah, they are not exactly the same collector's number.
Nope.
So yeah, we'll see what it is. But yeah, he gives 40 Unimind. But as far as his own dial goes, I mean, it's not bad.
Meh.
He's only 80 points. I don't know. It's not. I don't. If he didn't have that trait, nothing to get excited about. But regardless, he is very meta relevant and probably one of the better, not better characters, but one of the more necessary characters in the set because of that. And the last preview image we have is also from today. We have title character Colossal Wasp, part of the Avengers. We have the Avengers keyword and title character abilities. So we have, I guess we should go over the starting lines. We have a 300, a 150, and a 50. But I think we're really only ever seeing the 50, unless there's some really relevant 150-point call-in. If that, I don't know. Regardless, Wasp has her 1 KO'd, which is when Wasp, part of the Avengers, is KO'd, deal 1 unavoidable damage to all friendly characters within 6 squares of her. It's not bad.
No,
It's certainly not the worst when KO'd. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either.
It's not Professor X Dreamer.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the less bad ones, I think. But, I mean, it still sucks. But I think she's definitely worth it because she has a really good +1, which I'm going to go out of order for because it's ridiculous. Her +1 is a colossal retaliation in all but name. And it reads, free, choose an opposing character that attacked Wasp, part of the Avengers, or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Wasp, part of the Avengers, such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. If that target has colossal, modify her attack and damage +2. So none of that really matters besides the retaliation because she's 50 points, and since she makes an attack with it and it's her +1, she's getting +1s and not even having to worry about the attack aspect. And then you can set her up for an ID card call-in, and she's exactly enough points to call in either the Wolverine or the Cyclops, among other things. It's good, right? I'm not crazy.
Nah, I'd say it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome.
I think she's. I mean, I haven't even gone over everything on her, but I think she's one of the best characters in the set so far. We don't have the full set, but we're pretty close. She has another +1 title. Keep the Avengers working together like clockwork. Free. Each time an opposing character is hit this turn after resolutions, modify that character's defense value by -1 this turn.
It's crazy. I would take the unavoidable for that, like in a heartbeat. Okay.
Yeah, especially with how much flurry we're going to be having and other random nonsense.
Reminds me of the Sinister Six ATA almost.
Oh yeah, it's true. We have, is that minus? I have to zoom in. I can't see.
Yeah.
-3. Pin particle.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, -3 and then -10.
You know, I'm going to do that. Pin particle release free. Choose any size symbol: tiny, normal, giant, colossal. Wasp, part of the Avengers, and adjacent friendly characters that aren't vehicles gain that symbol until your next turn.
Which is super relevant.
Yeah, that's incredibly relevant. Hey, retaliators with colossal indifference, you want to be normal size to make normal attacks too? Hey, sir, or you want to hit characters normally? It
gets even better than that though, because until WizKids tells us otherwise, you make them standard and then equip Frogglnear and they permanently stay tiny. Because Frogglnear says they stay standard for equipment purposes.
Oh yeah, that's another thing you can do. Yeah, and you can do it right away because she starts off with 5 and it's a -3. So
tiny Surtur.
Yeah, I mean you're already breaking theme with her. I don't know if Avengers is going to be good enough to be worth it, but like you're definitely playing her with other retaliators, especially considering that until it's said otherwise, you can do her retaliation in addition to others. And Stiltman also doesn't have that special wording requirement. And I think at least others in this set did as well. So you could actually be retaliating multiple times per turn, which is definitely needs some errataing for sure. So that being said, you can play Penguin with her and just stack the. You can do the -3 forever. You can do the +1 and just
Oh my god.
I mean, what you take that +1, you throw in Carnage. Carnage makes them -1. He's hitting with an 11, and they're -1. So your symbiote essentially has a 12. She doesn't have top dial leadership at irrelevant point lines, but leadership is guaranteed now, so you probably just have a leadership. So yeah, her -10 is free. Remove all action tokens from each friendly character with the Avengers keyword and heal them 2 clicks. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Considering that you're using +1s most of the time. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And then in addition to all that shenanigans, if for some reason you need to retaliate on one character but attack a different one, she has sidestep on that 50-point line, so you are jumping over there and you are getting all sorts of swing and yeah.
Crazy, man. She's crazy.
Yeah,
You want more of anything else?
I think she's the best character in the set we've seen so far, not including Star Fox, because he just buffs another character essentially. Anybody have anything to add to this ridiculousness?
I hope I pull her in sealed. Because well, I'm just thinking in sealed, right? If we're playing and everybody's pulling something, that's the odds of there being other colossals and giants out there is pretty big, and so it'll be fun to colossal retaliate on them with the +2 to attack and damage. So,
would you say it's fair to say, even though there are guaranteed super rare colossals, that she's still going to be one of the more expensive of them since she is a rare?
Oh, absolutely. I think she'll be.
I mean, yeah, we've seen expensive rares before.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Unless for some strange reason she has a higher distribution, which I can't imagine, again, being a title character. She's going to be expensive for sure.
Well, especially considering that 2x2s, I think, are just going to be more expensive in general. It's going to be harder to get a common 2x2 than any common ever. So,
True.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting now that we're finally getting a lot of title characters with the same keyword, because before it was like, oh, we got, like, yeah, you can't play more than one, whatever. Like, you have Deadpool and you have a bunch of random ones, but we have a lot of Avengers one now. So that you can only play one of them is actually important. Not that you're ever playing any other title character ever over her.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to look at anybody else.
Yeah, she's real good.
It's just the 50 points, honestly, more than anything. Like, obviously she's got all this great stuff, but it's only 50 points. You're adding so much to your team, and it's like the downside of it is really 50 points. Come on. It's crazy.
Yeah. And she doesn't have colossal indifference, so she could, like, jump over, get +2 and +2 if she's attacking a colossal, and then definitely kill them or damage them severely, and then close combat expert, or do almost any ID card now that's relevant. I think the most important takeaway is, WizKids, please don't let us do 4 retaliations in a turn.
Or let us.
I would rather please don't let that happen, because that's kind of cray. It's like having mystics is actually more of a liability than a benefit now, because that can just really easily help your opponent trigger their retaliations now. Yep. So she's good.
I mean, at the same time, if you're specifically building I'm sending my whole team to retaliate team, then you lose automatically almost to anyone that plays the make my ID card disappear game.
That's a fun game. I enjoy that game. Where I also did want to go over the last chase, Photon, who Scott Porter opened. We have same cosmic entity trait, and her second trait is when she rolls. She has flurry, of course, and then when she has a 5, friendly characters modify their defense by +1 for every 2 printed keywords they have until your next turn. It's very, very situational. 90 points, stop mastermind, 2 clicks. She has a special damage power where she gets free place an opposing bystander adjacent to Photon. So she can really interfere with that overdrive fellow, especially considering her phasing. Like, if your opponent has the same cap team, you just, they come over, they hit something, but then you phase really far away and you pull over, they're charged up, and then it's just, they're kind of stuck there. So
why even do that? Don't even let them get to you. Just take them away right away.
Well, the same cap team
let them move up, and then next turn just yank it.
Yeah. Well, I would think that the Sam Cap team is just basically getting to you in one turn, considering the speed.
Yeah, but if I win map roll, on their turn they're going to pop them out. So on my turn, I use her to just steal them away.
Well, why would they pop them out if they weren't going to move? There's no reason to.
People do things.
Yes, people do things, but I mean, I would like to assume that we're talking about the scenario where my opponent knows what they're doing.
Really, the biggest problem for her, though, is it's 90 points. I mean, it's a great thing, and I'd love to steal your bystander away from you and mess with stuff, but 90 points to do that.
I don't know. I think it's a decently long dial with all the stops, decent enough values. I think she's decent.
I gotta figure out what else I'd want to add to her. I gotta add something else to her. She needs something else.
I mean, she has two of the most prevalent keywords after the set releases, so there's definitely no shortage of stuff to do.
No. There's lots of things you can merge her with.
Yeah. I think that's it for preview. So I will finally stop with the screen sharing. And hopefully, okay, there we go. We have the camera back. Forgot to do weeks in review again because I'm smart. I can do that now, hopefully a little quickly. American Michael, do you have anything cool in your past week of Heroclix?
Not a thing, so we're going to go really quick. I've been working, so that's kind of taking priority with the baby and everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much competitive going on at the moment. It's more like waiting for stuff to happen. I really wish I could make that mega qualifier in Kentucky this weekend. But I cannot, unfortunately. I was hoping to, but I would have liked to play that Magneto one more time. But regardless, Mike was at 2 tournaments this week.
Yeah, so I played on Thursday, which was the what was that again? 400-point event. There were some limitations on it. I think it was like no resources. We said no ID cards unless they were, or no non-headmaster ID cards. A couple of other little limitations. I made a bunch of different teams. I actually posted one on the Discord, a team I didn't play, which is a Generation X team. Instead, I went with an X-Men themed team, and I was trying to make a 90s X-Men team. So I did the Cyclops Super Rare at 150, the Storm Rare at 50, the Beast from Uncanny X-Men at 100, the 50-point, I think it's Uncommon Kitty from this set, and 50-point Super Rare Wolverine from this set. And it was a fun team. The funny part is when I built it, again, I was just trying to make this 90 X-Men team. And it was only afterwards, about 5 minutes before I went to leave the house, that I realized that I had 4 headmasters on the team. And then we were actually playing an event where you could still play the student IDs. So I quickly grabbed 4. Never called one of them in the entire tournament. Really wasn't the purpose. I just brought them because you should bring everything, right? Won't go into long details about my particular matches. Just that that many perplexes is huge, especially when your whole team is X-Men. It almost became hard at times to figure out who is perplexing who because there were so many options of ways of perplexing. But what was a fun trick to my team was actually I'd often one map roll and I'd pick the office. And I was using Kitty Pryde's whole trait where she allows friendlies to ignore the walls for movement. And that would allow me to do things like have Wolverine sidestep and charge through walls on people. Cyclops was having fun running around the map, ignoring one wall to run through it while shooting through a farther away wall. It was a very effective team. I think we played and I lost because I like, again, it was a fun tournament. I went for it. Jay's team was an all Gotham Batman stealthy evil team. And I threw Wolverine right across the map to try and take out Batman. I had Beast go all the way out to outwit a whole bunch of stuff on the team. And it was a mistake. I should have known better because I had to use perplexes on Beast's movement more than on Wolverine's attack. And I missed, and Jay ate Wolverine and Beast immediately, and I conceded because my ranged guy was not going to be able to shoot his stealth team on the, what is it, the
Sports
roller
arena.
ring? Yeah, sports arena map. where everywhere he goes, he's going to be in stealth. So that was a little painful. But the other two matches, the team was pretty effective. And like I said, it was so much fun using that kitty ability, like a lot. It paid off so much. So it's fun when you can use a trait that sort of seems situational and stuff to actually happen a lot. And then yesterday was our 300-point limited tryout practice thing because we've got a Win map here in May 20th, I believe is the date, and it's going to be 300 limited. I won't say too much about how it went other than a lot of the dice rolls involved in my team did not go my way. A lot of D6 rolls, like for things like blades and healing that were ones. But I'm going to fiddle around with it some more and see how it goes. Yeah, that's it. That was my week.
I played on the 400 casual. I had 2 Bat Knights, Dark Knight Returns Batman, Dark Knight Returns Robin, Joker's Wild Commissioner Gordon, Ace the Bat Hound, and I think that was all of it. Gotham City and Batman Family theme, technically. Not that it really mattered. And I had Brainiac on Batman just because his whole trait where he has to start his non-free action and hindering to do his cool thing, but then that means he's starting and non-hindering, which isn't good, so I wanted the sidestep on him primarily. I won 2 games, and I lost to Tom with the in-betweener from What If, along with Full Dial Mephisto and a Retaliator Dormammu. And he ended up picking up, the symbiote with the in-betweener and the mirror with Mephisto. So shape change, a lot of stealth. I managed to ignore the stealth, but my Batman level characters were not going to be killing any cosmic level entities anytime soon. And then the 300 limited, which I knew I wouldn't be playing the actual event for, I played a decent team with Casey Spectre jumping into the Robin vehicles, Dirt and Old Lace, Casey Green Lantern at lower, Future Theme, and it was okay. Neither of my main attackers, the Pogs, had willpower, so I do a lot of clearing. But it was fun. So that's week's in review. That's pretty much it for previews and whatnot. We have a lot of dials, unboxings. Were there any in particular that we hadn't discussed on the show yet that either of you wanted to talk about? I know I wanted to look at the Giant Girl, I think it was. But did anybody else have anything in particular they wanted to take a look at?
I don't think so. I'm just going to that thread on good old HC Realms. We find out stuff.
We do like HC Realms.
We do. Again, unit section, man. I can't live without that thing. I don't know how to build teams without it anymore. That's where I go every single time. That's where I live. Well, let's. You wanted to look at Giant Girl. Let's start there.
Yeah, I can screen share again. Oh, screen share. Blah blah blah. Where's the evidence thread? We have Giant Girl somewhere. Okay, so we have Giant Girl. She is, I think, a common. Maybe. She has 3 traits. Her first one is during force construction, choose a point value shown on the chart. This game, that will be Giant Girl's point value, and cost in her starting line is the click number indicated. That point value. So basically, she has 25 clicks, and you have 25 options. You have a lot of options. So you pay 10 points for just 1 click, 20 for 2, whatnot. So 10 points per click. You get to really customize what you're getting. You can really pick where you're going with her. I think I'm probably paying the 50 points for her because you get your 50 points. You get sidestep to start. You can do call-ins that are good and whatnot. But she also has 2 other traits where she can heal past her starting line, but can't heal except by this trait. So she's almost like another Flora. She When she KOs an opposing character after resolutions, roll d6 and heal her a number of clicks equal to half of the result. And then she has a colossal retaliation, which is a power action, probably to make up for the fact that it's traded. If no other colossal retaliation has been activated this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Giant Girl or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place her that such that she may make a close attack targeting the chosen character, and then do so. So yeah, she gets traded retaliation. You can have 25 different options of what click to start her off on. She has a cool kind of healing thing if you can actually get some kills with her. I think she'll see some play for sure. Although, unlike other retaliators, she can't retaliate and do a call-in, but still, just the sheer versatility that you get with her is fantastic. And just 10 points of Avengers filler or Celebrity filler, although Celebrity's not that big right now. It's options are cool. Options are definitely cool.
Well, yeah, with the 10 points per click, it really makes it versatile. You know, there's a lot of times where you find yourself with 10 or 20 points at the end. Maybe there isn't an object that's going to work for your team or an equipable, whatever. So, you know, it's nice to have a little bit of leeway there. I will say that I would most likely play her at 60 points. Only to increase the option of having Iceman as one of my call-ins.
That's a fair point.
And I still have Sidestep there. Defensively, I still have the same number, and I do have the Close Combat Expert to increase my attack or damage, making her maybe more effective an attacker in that situation. But she's cool. She's neat.
Did either of you guys have anything you wanted to...
I will say I thought Kismet was really interesting. I don't think you would ever be able to pull off the turning all those scientists into cosmic enclaves. I mean, I don't know anybody who would let you get away with it, but it's a neat idea. They're pretty beastly. I mean, 12 movement, running shot, 11 attack, pen psi, 18 defense and vulnerability, 3 damage, outwit on a bystander. It's pretty
strong.
It's pretty good. So I just thought it was an interesting figure. And especially because now it's almost like this weird chain of figures coming in, because you can play her, and then her can go into the cocoon thing, and then Kismet can pop out, and then Kismet pops out some of these scientists. And then maybe if you're lucky, the scientists then change and become Enclave guys. It's a circle of life, man. It's beautiful. But anyway, I thought it was an interesting figure.
Michael, did you have any figures you want to look at?
Let's see. I think we pretty much covered the ones that I super cared about already, or they've been covered in previous videos, actually.
Yeah, so we're waiting on the big question of Nick Fury and his glorious return with the Unseen. I think they pulled him in the Indomitable video, but we don't have any information on him other than what we saw at that one trade show where he has 9 range improved something again, and he's the Unseen. It's gonna be fun, I'm sure.
I mean, it's him, so.
Oh,
it is that figure, so.
Oh, and Jay, I will also say this, that I will definitely play Venom Space Knight in a whole bunch of Golden Age events where I can give him Thunderbolts.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh,
Does he have Spider-Man family?
He does.
That's good. So they have something to copy.
Oh, yeah.
And Guardians. And...
Oh, yeah. I very much look forward to. He's a good figure. I mean, look at 11 attack, pen psi with a perplex in there. It's not bad. I mean, 5 range, but he's better than any other Venom I think I've seen. At least Flash Thompson, Spacey Venom.
I like the OP Kit one. decently enough. He's not super fantastic, but he's playable for casual.
Starshine can carry him.
Oh yeah, Space Knight. Yes. It's better all the time.
Oh yeah, it's in the name. What was he, uncommon?
He's number 23.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's uncommon.
Yeah, that's beefy dial. It's nice to see.
There's a lot going on there on that.
Yeah, basically
regen
all the dials that we have are on the H Realms evidence thread, which is being updated continually because it feels like we get a dial a day at least. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the stuff from the set. We have a bunch of user questions. I'm going to go to Facebook first and then jump into see what we get in the YouTube chat. If you're posting a question on YouTube, please post all capitals question before so I can see it as opposed to some chat, although it's a little bit of a slow day today, so both of the things are just questions, but still, it helps me see the questions. So we're jumping into Facebook. Off the Married with Clicks page post, we have Chris Stockhouse, who asks, do you think getting vehicles with multiple passengers is a thing of the past? Some of these newer vehicles we have seen previews for look like they could carry more people than the passengers they are getting. Maybe we are just spoiled with the charged up bystander, but it just seems backwards that a 1 square vehicle can carry 4 times the passengers than a 2x2 base. I'm trying to remember the sculpt on the, let's say, the Tony Stark car, but was that a 2-seat car? I could pull it up even.
It looked like a little roadster or whatever.
I'm going to pull it up out of morbid curiosity. I mean, when you're talking about a vehicle that needs a pilot, I mean, you're assuming one of those seats goes to the pilot, right? So if it is a 2-door or 2-seater, you're going to have your pilot in one of those seats. I'm remembering a lot of the Batman set vehicles had something like that where they had, let's say, 2.
The Batmobile only has 2 seats, and one of them is the driver.
Yeah, so Autopilot had 2, but then Piloted had 1 passenger. I don't
driving a sedan.
Yeah, this is a 2-door, 2-seater car, so yeah, you can only fit. There's no autopilot, so you need a pilot and you need a passenger. I mean, and I'm only speculating on charged up, but I'm pretty sure it has 4 because it was. The superior foes were a team of 5 characters, but then Overdrive is piloting. So that just seems like the reason why it has 4 passengers specifically, despite the fact that Mike Backley pointed out that it is a motorcycle. But who knows why they're doing that? I mean, maybe they realize that Sam Cap is a thing, so they don't want somebody carrying her and a whole team. I mean, we have gotten more characters with the Green Lantern core team ability, so I feel like if you're carrying a whole team, you could just go for that. You don't necessarily need a vehicle specifically. Anybody else have any comments on how many characters you can carry in a 2-seater car?
No, I don't think that I don't think it's like they're getting away from anything. I think with all things with WizKids, you'll have some vehicles with limited seating, and you'll have 1 or 2 here and there that can carry a lot. Like you said, it's just I don't think there's anything to it beyond just circumstances, and as we pointed out, a somewhat logical thought process.
Yeah, I don't see Tony Stark driving a normal car. He's driving a sports car.
No, he's not in a soccer mom minivan, right?
No.
No.
Hopefully soon we'll get a bathtub that has passenger 3, though.
You never know. We have Michael Fedor's question, which is, what chases do you think might be playable in the meta, or are there other options? Only asking because I struck out pulling the chase in the last few sets. I mean, I think the only objectively playable chase is Star Fox, but even then, you're not really playing him as much as accessorizing your Unimind. So I don't really think if you're not playing Unimind, I don't think that any of the chases are actually necessary. But that is why we have other people on the show, Merrick and Michael.
The chases have always seemed very lackluster to me just because of the lack of movement attack. The only thing about that is there are some that have really nice range, and you could throw a Mjolnir on them, and then they become a lot more relevant. But like Star Fox, for example, would be a pretty good option for that. He's really the only one I super care about getting. I mean, they all look pretty cool. I might get some of them just for aesthetics purposes rather than playability.
Yeah, that's fair. Canadian Mike?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the dials again in my head, and I mean, as we already mentioned, Star Fox for sure. You want to get it to add that into your Unimind toolbox, as it were. I wouldn't be opposed to the Tigra only because I do like animal as a keyword, especially because everybody knows how much I love King Shark. So I kind of like the potential of her situational trait mixed in with that, the fact that she's only 50 points. It is super situational, and you can't hang your hopes on it. But I wouldn't mind having her just to be able to put on an animal team and try out. But this set, yeah, the chases don't really excite me that much, which is fine because I just came off an X-Men set, and I love the X-Men, and I was very happy with all the chases, and I made sure to get them all right away, so I can take a break on my chase for chases for a set. It'd be nice.
I do want to throw in, it's honestly a little weird because you would have thought, yes, there are definitely some cool things in this set, but you would have thought they would have hyped it up a lot more with some really like, I need this figure, I really want this figure, with the added like cost to each pack as it is to help them sell it. I mean, they're gonna have the draw just from it's something different with a colossal in every pack, but there hasn't seemed to be that like one or two figures that's like I need to go out and buy and buy and buy until I pull this one thing yet.
Well, I think part of that though is because we haven't totally seen how the distribution of the sort of the colossals is going to work out, the 2x2s, and like I think it's almost like it's a weirdly skewed thing. It's like instead of these chases that normally would make people go after this thing, they don't need them to be as much because now people are more sort of trying to figure out some of these colossals, and we don't know what their distribution, like as we pointed out, that title character, right? I mean, I know I would be chasing after her. Well, now if a case is costing me more and her distribution is skewed because of the way they're in only one of, whatever packs, maybe that's the compensation for it. Maybe that's how they figure that's what's going to drive the buying desire. I mean, it's all speculation.
I mean, we did see Scott Porter get, I think, 3 regular super rares and then 1 colossal, so that's pretty good. And he also got a chase, so that's really good brick. I mean, it doesn't necessarily account for what every single brick and or case looks like, but we really have to see there.
I mean, it's a fair assumption that in 10 packs you pull 1 super rare colossal. I mean, that seems like a fair thing distribution-wise for them to do.
I mean, yeah, considering the extra cost, yeah, seems reasonable. But basically, this is not a chase set where you definitely need all of them and everybody's going to go crazy for them. Yeah, I mean, Star Fox is going to be popular because of Nighthawk, or not Nighthawk, Unimind thing. So, yeah. If you want to play Unimind, you're going to have to get him, but otherwise, yeah. And your condolences about the attack in Toronto is appreciated, Michael. I actually live near the area, but I was thankfully nowhere close today. Mike Backley asks, hello, MetaLab. With the Avengers Infinity War movie dropping this week, I don't have a real Heroclix question, as I'm too psyched for the movie. Instead, I'll ask you, what Marvel character do you want to see join the MCU and the Avengers? Ideally, I'd want a She-Hulk. Netflix series and get integrated into the actual movies, but that is just wishful thinking. Keep on being awesome meta people, and as always, peace. Canadian?
I'm going to give you one hero and one villain. Villain, Taskmaster. I want to see Taskmaster in MCU really bad. I'm a huge Taskmaster fan. For those who don't know, up there on the top wall is my Christopher Yuminga Taskmaster sketch that he did for me. Anyway, love Taskmaster. And I want to see Moon Knight in the MCU. I'm sorry. I love the Moon Knight as well. I don't know what it is with dudes with white capes and hoods. Yikes. Yikes. Mr. White likes white guys in capes with hoods. Oh, God. Oh, God. Anyway,
the hole keeps digging.
Right? I'm in big trouble. No, I love Moon Knight. I don't know what it is. It was the fact that the whole reason why he wears the all white outfit is he wants the villains to see him coming. Like, he doesn't sneak up on them. It's like, I want you to see me come and kick your fucking ass. Oh, pardon my French. I'm failing everything today. So anyway, those are the ones I'd love to see. And I think Moon Knight would fit better in, obviously, the more like Netflix, Defenders realm of MCU stuff as opposed to the actual MCU cinematic universe. So
I really wanted it all to get combined for Infinity.
Who knows? Maybe maybe after credit snippets, maybe in part 2, who knows?
Just pan over to them just looking up or something, like just give them a little plug.
What are your wants?
Let's see. I'll go with a hero and a villain also. I want a real Galactus, not a smoke monster. I think that would be awesome if that was actually done well. And as far as hero goes, I honestly just want Phil Coulson to be allowed to be back in the MCU. Like, they said that he was never going to come back into it other than like in the past or whatever. But I really like that character as a whole, and I enjoy the shield aspect that they were going with for a while in it. Or just original Nick Fury. That'd be really cool too.
Is a hero or a villain?
I'll say hero.
There's a lot of good options. I'm just gonna.
There's a whole universe of them.
I'm just gonna go with what I happen to pull up, and I'll say that once we can actually get some Hulk movies going, maybe we can get Tyrannus. They seem to be doing okay with the hordes of villains, so Hulk versus just all the Tyrannoids can be fun. And as far as heroes go, I mean, he kind of already exists in the movies because we saw him kind of, but actual Beta Ray Bill would be pretty cool, despite the fact that he was like a statue in the Grandmaster arena thing. But to actually see him is what I'm going to say, because Beta Ray Bill.
It's so hard for all that, knowing what we know now about the upcoming movie and everything. It's like, I was very upset that they almost eliminated that as a future possibility.
I don't even want to know what you're talking about.
Don't say anything else. Just don't do it.
No more talking. That being said, that's that question. I think we have one more feed. No, we have two more. Why do people on the show ask questions? I hate that. We have. Fine, we'll do your question. What's your favorite 2x2 that's been revealed so far?
To be fair, I didn't know if I was on the show or not when I asked it.
I mean, you said you knew it was your week.
Yeah, but I didn't get the little message from you confirming my suspicions.
Regardless, did you mean favorite as in like I like the character, or just straight meta?
Not meta, just of what we've seen, which one shouts out as your favorite so far?
That Hulk is pretty awesome. He's just that's definitely the Hulk. The colossal thing, it's iffy, but What can you do? Canadian Mike?
Kree Sentries, man. Kree Sentries. I'm super stoked. I'm a little sad that so much with the Kree keyword is being retired out and has already retired out. But man, I got to get me at least the 4 Kree Sentries so I can do that whole Waken the Sleeper thing and all that fun stuff. So definitely Kree Sentries. I'm excited. Not the meta, because I think we've already figured out what that is, but Kree Sentries.
What's your answer to your own question there, American?
I've got 2. Spider Buggy, of course, because I've always said Spider Buggy. And the Nebula. I'm digging her. I want to play with her quite a bit.
I don't know what that Nebula does, but I was a little underwhelmed by the Spider Buggy. But
she basically, when she dies, gives away the Infinity Gauntlet to someone else, and they get willpower and +1 stats.
Right, same as the Thanos.
And it's a similar sculpt, only it's her having the gauntlet instead. And I just appreciated that they actually gave someone else the gauntlet besides Thanos in the set.
It's weird that they would resculpt that, considering, like, I'm trying to remember, like, she basically was in the same, like, area. She just had it instead. It would have been cool if we got Adam Warlock with it again, because the one we got with the gauntlet was not so much overcosted as much as overcosted to just a degree where I can't think of any character that's more overcosted.
Yeah.
Jen says her favorite's the Hulk also.
Can't go wrong with the Hulk. If you just want to put a character on the map and then play and not have to think about any tactics.
Hulk Smash.
It's a beautiful sculpt. Like,
this is wicked cool. Hulk Smash.
Yeah. We have a question from somebody not on the show on Facebook, and then we'll jump into YouTube ones. Tyler Mirren asks, "Hey gents, you may have already answered preview this, but what do you think about Giganto and Namor? Also, are there any other 2x2s that now make certain keywords that were unplayable now playable for non-generic theme? As an example, obviously Monster and Mystical were playable, but do Atlantis or Stark Industries or any other theme teams now become viable with the Retaliator Colossal vehicle?" I think Giganto and Namor aren't that great, unfortunately. It's a great sculpt, but trying to think to answer the other part of the question. I can't really think about anything that just makes an unplayable keyword just magically playable all of a sudden. I mean, I guess the Spider Buggy is pretty cool, and giving stealth busting and whatnot is good, and maybe, you know, getting a piled in there, get the awesome stats in there for essentially extra life on a spider character, but I can't really think of anything in particular. Canadian Mike, what are your thoughts?
The first part about the Giganto and the Namor. Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't look that great, though. Again, with these varieties of starting lines, the 50-point version isn't so bad because, I mean, you got leadership there to get an extra action on your team. The trait where, you know, you just move and then you destroy a bunch of blocking terrain and you get to do Quake. I mean, who doesn't like that free attack? It's not so bad. It's not so bad, but I don't know. It just overall, I'm never playing it really as a figure. You know what I mean? I'm not playing it at 200 points. It's just a big, gigantic target that you're saying, hey, please come and take 200 points from me in this game. Well, that's not happening. But
it's a big whale.
Yeah, it's a big whale. But the 50 points, you could have some fun with that, and you could do some effective things with that. And again, it's got animal keywords, so I can find a lot of other stuff to build around it, which would be interesting. Hey, maybe you actually pull off the 4 you need, or whatever, the 3 you need with Tigra, and all of a sudden he's got charged blades with your giant whale. Come on, it sounds like awesome fun. In terms of any keywords, named keywords that benefit from Colossals, I can't really see any because, I mean, the bulk of them are just got cosmic, right? I mean, a lot of these colossals didn't even get named keywords, and then some of the ones that did, like Thanos, come on, Black Order, Minions of Thanos, well, he's like the only one who's going to be legal with that. It's because we just lost all those other guys, 2 retirements ago or something, when Guardians of the Galaxy went. Savage Land, Fallen Angels. Why did they even bother giving anybody Fallen Angels as a keyword? Has it ever been a viable keyword to build a team from, ever? It's like every time they make someone with it, it's like 3 sets past retirement of the last person who had it. Some old guy in a bar. I remember the last time someone had Fallen Angels. Anyway. Yeah, I can't see any named keywords that are benefiting hugely from these colossals coming into it.
At least not yet. We still haven't seen everything.
Yeah, but Batrock's Brigade, like, come on.
I mean,
we got Eternal and Chronos.
I mean, the Eternal keyword isn't so much you build with it as much as you just put Unimind or give Unimind more options.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Unless your name is Mike or Sean, and then you play Eternal named theme for some reason.
Because it's more like saying with the name theme benefited. Eternals was already doing okay. It has some more options, great, but it was already, in my mind, it wasn't hurting, and now it just has more options. So, yeah. Anyway,
I mean, 60-point prob to stand next to a Unimind and have a named theme seems kind of nice.
Yeah, that abstract trait is very good for your miss by oneers, like the one that we have on the show.
Yeah.
It's sad but true.
Yeah. God. Oh, Saint Walker.
One day we'll get another one. That's it for Facebook, pending this refresh. And then we're going to jump into YouTube. And then that'll be it. No, it looks like that's it for the Facebook. So we jump into the chat. We have Nolan Lake asks, theoretically, could I use Chameleon to change into top dial Hellcat for 50 points? Because the trait says replace them with the same clicks from their starting line.
No.
Chameleon? Well, if Chameleon says starting line, the starting line is the lower one. If it says same click number, that would be an argument, but even then, I don't think that would be allowed because that's obviously not how it's supposed to work. Anybody disagree?
Nah, it wouldn't work. If anything, you'll kill Hellcow if your Chameleon's taken any damage.
I mean, if you do it right away, you can do it, but I don't know why you would want to. Unless you're Canadian, in which case you play main force Hellcow for no good reason. I mean, God, I wasn't at the tournament where that placed second. I wasn't at that provincials because I was busy.
Dude, it almost beat me. I can't. Rat King, Hellcow. I can't even.
Yeah, I was busy at Vegas States.
Oh, it was lost.
You people.
It was lost. It was a good team. He played it great. He played it really, really well.
Played Hellcow.
Yeah.
Okay. We have. Oh no, it's over there. William Dickey asks, question stolen from Clixed Off. What are some of your picks for breakout pieces post-rotation? What pieces do you think will blindside people so much that they might make the long shot top 8? Probably random older cosmic pieces that suddenly become better off the top of my head because I didn't get a chance to prep for this question.
Yeah, that's a research-based question.
Yeah, that's one you want to put on Facebook rather than YouTube so we can have a little bit of time to look at it as opposed to churning.
The question itself is the blind side.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, because off the top of my head, I can't say anything in particular. Like I think we'll see some. I think any figure that comes out of this set that people start to use ends up being a blindside because we always get used to seeing certain builds after a set's come, people start using stuff regularly. Like, you don't get blindsided by seeing a Unimind across from you right now because people have built with it. You don't get blindsided by Overdrive, by Doc Ock, and all those kind of things. So technically, yeah, the first time you sit down at a tournament and someone busts out some Avengers Infinity figures, you'll be a little like, oh, okay, where are they going with this? You might be a little surprised. Which one will be a breakout figure? Hard to say. I mean, definitely that Wasp is getting played.
I can definitely see myself trying out some Baby Groot because Cosmic, 30 points, enhancement, not the easiest to kill because of the shape change, and then has a trait where friendly characters within one get to use improved movement elevated. So if you like have a call-in on a really weird map and you want them to jump over some elevated, if you want to give your Wolverine call-in, ignores elevated and jump over some roofs, that could be pretty silly and fun, plus just enhancement in general. But that is, like I said, one of those cosmic characters that your opponent would never expect because Cosmic just explodes now. Anybody manage to prep an answer for the blindside question?
Maybe Tree Lane comes around again?
Yeah. I was thinking of him and maybe even Charlie X. If you can give him like the Asgardian shields, he's harder to hit, and then suddenly they're like, oh, I don't want to attack that. Dear God, I don't want to attack that. Especially if you stack some special terrain on him. But yeah, I guess just I wish Worm was still playable. Once we lose giving reducers, it's poor Worm.
Maybe 150 points. I keep looking at that Nova. It's so much of an investment at 150 points. But he has protected outwit, and if any other good Nova Core stuff comes out, he's given all of them protected outwit. So maybe that could be a surprise. Maybe there'll be some low point Nova Core supporting pieces that make him better.
You know, with all the Cosmic running around, we might start seeing some Space Turtles pop in again.
Yeah, I was looking at Space Leo because leadership he's kind of better now with the new rules between leadership and he can carry because he gets the flight ability and equipment's going to be more common. I can definitely an animal keyword too. I can definitely see that happening. And we have a new turtle set coming out right before, I think it's going to be like What If again, where it's released right in time to be legal for Origins.
What's that?
And you have the double advantage of all the figures are an eyesore, so your opponent's going to just have eye strain from looking at them. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on Space Turtles theoretically. Anything else on that question? I didn't think so.
I'll try and do more studying for next time.
Cosmic Spider-Man comes back as a cosmic keyword.
There's somebody I would have deleted if I was able to mod a live chat. Looks like our last question is Julio or Julio? I don't know. Lopez. What's DC Colossal / vehicles would you want made? I could see Atom Smasher being made as a Colossal because he did at one point grow to the size where he was able to fight a Colossal Spectre. Anybody like DC stuff?
I'm thinking.
I would like the actual Watchtower itself.
Ooh,
that would be cool. Definitely the Watchtower.
That would definitely have the cosmic keyword.
I'm trying to think. I feel like they've made everybody. Everybody. I'm trying to think of all the Colossals. All the people are known for being huge in DC.
They haven't made that many DC Colossals.
Well, what they could do clearly is they could start to do a lot more of their sort of abstract concepts. Maybe bring the entities back as Colossals.
That would be beautiful. Do you know how expensive those would go if they had the same kind of plastic?
Oh, I know. It would be ridiculous. But that would actually be pretty cool. That'd be nice. Maybe a colossal. What's his name? Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, that'd be cute.
The something that I was really hoping would be made and wasn't, the entire planet that's the lantern.
Mogo?
Mogo.
Yeah, get a colossal Mogo.
Everybody's wanted a Mogo. Come on. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting Ego now, so there's no reason why we can't get Mogo. Camo would be cool for Suicide Squad.
Yeah, as a colossal for sure. I would like a camo. We had that giant. Remember that old giant set?
Oh,
the giant set that wasn't a giant set.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
Have we gotten a colossal boy?
Yeah, we got one in Slosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the giant set.
And in the giant set.
Was there anybody big in Kingdom Come except for Atom Smasher?
Alloy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Alloy,
the giant is already kind of a big figure.
He really is.
Who?
The Alloy?
Yeah, the Alloy giant figure that we already have.
Yeah, it was weird how he didn't get Casey despite being in the same set as all the other Casey stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we didn't get Doom Patrol and Element Man despite that being same set sub-theme.
Yep.
Let's get an Apache Chief Colossal.
Oh, yes! There you go, Apache Chief. Well, I mean, they're already saying, right, that Super Friends is the subset in Batman Animated.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't shove an Apache Chief in there.
I guess if we're getting Namor with the giant whale thing, we can get an Aquaman equivalent.
Yeah, I mean,
that was in the intro of Justice League Unlimited, where he has like the giant Kraken thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or it could just be on a whale as well. They could just resculpt it. Boom. There you go.
Make it a giant dolphin.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm more of a Marvel guy. That's
same. I mean, I'm sure there's random robots and crap they could make, but
I mean, yeah, it would be hard to actually get the big stuff because we don't get non-Batman DC sets. But then again, we did have a Batman set with super boosters.
Well, a giant, some kind of like giant Toyman toy thing would be kind of fun too.
Superman Batman robot?
Yeah.
No, but not the Superman Batman robot, but like, a giant like
Nutcracker or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, yeah, the first Toyman we got was a giant with a Nutcracker, so that could be pretty cool.
So
get some exploit weakness on there. But yeah. So I think we pretty much answered that question. Is that it for questions? Okay. Yeah, so that's it. So we'll finish off with the ad read, and then that'll be it for this not so short show. But what? Pre-releases start next week. So by the time the next show happens,
do they start in April?
A week. They start a week from this Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So it won't be
May 4th there's one, May 5th there's one.
So it won't be next week. It'll be the week I'm back on, right?
Right. It'll be when we have the full set. I'm just thinking. I'm pretty sure figures.com has an unboxing, and they usually do.
Have you heard from Jason and Amber if they've gotten theirs yet?
Last I checked, no. And I asked Jamie Lovett from comicbook.com last week, and he said no so far. But speculating, they probably don't want to give out as much as that set because it's more expensive.
Yeah, got to keep the hype alive.
But Scott got it, so who knows? I will double check. But last I checked with two.
Scott also shows up on their actual YouTube channel itself, so that's like their reveal.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, by next week we'll have, I'm sure, most of the set, and then by the week after that we will have the full set because pre-releases. So You'll probably do set review soon, within the next, I don't know if we'll do it 2 weeks from today, but probably. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we should have the full set by the time you're back on the show. So now we can move on to closing up with the ad read. We are brought to you in part by HCRealms.com, your one-stop source for everything Heroclix. Keep track of your collection in the unit section. Keep up with the conversation in the forums. Check out the shop and use the code MARRIED for 10% off your order and to support the channel. We're also sponsored by MajesticCCG.com. You can check out their eBay store and their online store. You can also check out the premium site, MajesticCCG.com/Apex-Insiders. They have lots of great articles from the great minds in Heroclix. PJ is a regular contributor. I have articles sometimes. I'm working on an article that is of a character that was mentioned earlier in the show. They have other great content from other smart people in HeroClix, like Pat, Easton, Adam Freeman, Dan, all the really, really, really good players that win all the things pretty much. They have tournament reports, so you can get all your competitive information there. We're also supported by the ROC, which has their website up at roc.ionsuite.com. If you want to host a ROC, they have a section for it. You can check out their forum, keep up with any news. You can get information regarding the different kinds of ROCs and where there are going to be ROCs. And you can track all of the podcasts in their section for that on the site. And as we sign off on this week's Meta Lab, always remember that practice makes your team better. Have a great night, everyone.